Holy smokes, what didn't happen last night on The Flash? We have spoilers, turn away if you haven't seen it. Killer Frost, Vibe, Baby John Diggle, there's a new one. And everyone's cool with Barry now, and we're gonna decompress and talk about it all, plus Supergirl and Arrow right now on Flash Chat. Welcome to Flash Chat. I'm your host, Jess, and I'm here with three fabulous guests today. Joining me, we have Paige Dula, John Hartness, and Jada Diaz. Let's check up. You guys have all been on the show before,
right.
But I want to see what's been new with you. Paige, what have you been doing this summer?
What haven't I been doing?
Right.
A lot of things, just in personal life. I'm going to be a grandmother in less than a month.
You have to build cribs, yes.
Yeah, I like to do woodworking, so I'm actually building a couple of cribs right now. So under a time crunch to get those finished. And I still do a lot of the transgender activist kind of thing.
Genderlines.org, you're telling me about?
www.genderlines.org. That's our website, which is a support group here in Charlotte for transgender folks. So if you are transgender and looking for support, look us up.
Check it out. Get on the site. Paige is here to help. We'll offer some
definitely.
support. And John Hartness is the author. What have you been working on recently?
Similar to Paige, what haven't I been working on? This summer I released the 6th book in my Black Knight Chronicles series. It's called Man in Black, and it features a couple of nerdy comic book nerd superhero vampires.
Nice.
And they
Keeping it simple, right?
Yeah, if they say right what you know, I know nerds.
There you go,
So,
perfect. And apparently you know vampires too.
Well, this book wraps up the first 6 books in the series. It features a demon attack on the Central Piedmont Community College stage.
What? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Based in reality.
A death match underneath Panther Stadium.
What?
Nice.
And a great big blowout superhero witch vampire werewolf battle in Charlotte Memorial Stadium.
Okay. And maybe the Panthers need to get in on reading this book, and we need a death match above Panther Stadium on the field. Come
Leaving
on,
that
guys.
one alone because it's just too easy.
It's too easy. Oh, and Jada, what have you been doing lately?
Well, similar to Paige, except I became a sort of grandmother. My husband's stepdaughter had a baby, and so I don't know technically what that makes me, but
step-grandmother, right?
Step-grandmother,
yes.
So.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be knitting her things, and she'll end up with like 12 different Doctor Who scarves or something. Oops,
awesome.
Wrong network.
Don't tell her. Oh, yeah.
So that's been very exciting. I lost, let's see, 2/3 of my husband to weight loss.
To weight loss. It's a big deal this year, yes.
He's lost 253 pounds. I've lost the same 15 over and over again.
We're consistent. And what about Con Carolina?
We've been planning. We've got some fantastic guests coming up in 2017. We've got Oriello Voltaire, the musician and artist.
Okay.
And Sherilyn Kenyon, she is the author guest of honor, and then we're going to have hundreds of guests and 250 hours or more of programming, so it's going to be good.
It's going to be another big show. And you and John have been working on something else too, you said.
This is a brainchild, I consider, of John's, that he's put together with some other authors in the area. Hold On to the Light.
Yes, the Hold On to the Light campaign is created by Gail Z. Martin, who's a Charlotte-based author, and it is science fiction and fantasy authors working together to promote mental health, mental wellness.
Big issue, yeah.
It's people sharing their stories of how mental illness and depression and suicide have touched them, what they've experienced in their lives with mental health issues and mental wellness and anxiety. And we've got over 100 authors all around the U.S. and the world participating. And you can go to holdontothelight.com or .org. I honestly don't remember which one.
Light, try it.
If you look up hashtag Hold On to the Light, which is on your screen, you can find Facebook posts and Twitter posts from over 60 blog posts by different authors everybody from...
It affects like everybody knows somebody or deals with it themselves.
Everybody knows somebody. We've got people sharing things that they've never shared with even their closest friends.
Right.
I've done
It's a safe
posts,
space,
Gail's done posts, Keith Candido's done posts. We've had just fantastic response from the writing community. And it's patterned after something that started from a CW show. It started off of Supernatural fandom.
Yes. Was it Jensen Ackles or was it the other guy? I forget.
It's Jared Padalecki.
That's who. Okay. Yes.
Who does Always Keep Fighting.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So go to holdontothelight.org or com. We're not sure, or genderlines.org. If you need to reach out and talk to people, we want to give a special thanks to a Facebook group that has done a lot for us. It's the Flash Facebook group discussion page. Lance Osfresser, he runs this group. There's 16,000 people in it now. So if you want to talk about the Flash, that's another place you can go chat with everybody. There's every graphic and image and thought and meme you could ever want. And I want to give a little special shout out to Dean. He's the little Flash you see there in the middle. He has a broken arm, and I feel so sad about that for him. So I hope you feel better, Dean. And you know what? If you have that superhero bones, they're going to heal quick. No time. Let's get into the show. The Flash was so big this week. It was almost like it was too big for its britches.
Too big for its spandex.
Say it the wrong way. Too big for its
I'm too big for anybody's spandex.
We had a huge show last night, and there was a lot to do with the timeline changing and the differences that happened in the timeline. A big one being Tom Felton.
Yeah.
Draco what?
Draco Malfoy was there. I liked that they didn't make him do an American accent.
Yeah.
How do you guys like him on the show?
I loved that he wasn't doing an American accent, and that he was really gritty and just every bit the Pratt that we know he is.
Pratt. That's a great word for him.
British.
Yes. Yes. He's somebody I think on Twitter said he's great at being like a twerp or something. Yeah. He's great at playing that, and I'm glad that they didn't make him like. I mean, we all know him as that kind of character.
Right.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they kind of like stuck with that. I also really like the fact that his performance seemed very relaxed. He wasn't really working at anything.
Yeah.
He was just living it. He was just, I'm this guy. I don't like this sweet, happy-go-lucky goofball that I've got to share an office with. Yeah. Just go away.
Yeah.
Of course, he's stuck with another lovable person with a lightning bolt, though. I mean, with Harry Potter.
That's a great. We were having joke off.
I know, right?
Yes. He is, I think, going to be a really cool part of the show. Now, do you guys think that he is alchemy? There are some theories that he might. I like him just as the antagonist, not as an actual villain. But you get somebody of that caliber in.
There's no way he's not a villain.
Yes.
I don't. If I were scheduling the show, you got 23 episodes in a season. I'm not blowing that early. So I think they're, typically they'll be done with alchemy in the first 6, maybe 12 episodes.
I think so too. I think he's not the big bad. I think it's like a red herring. Is that to make you think? Because, and we'll get to this at the end, but that hand that grabbed Edward Claris, that wasn't alchemy, I don't think.
No, that looked a lot like the Rivals costume.
It did, or some people are saying, is that Savitar? Is this our first glimpse of the big bad of the season? But I hope they keep Tobin Bell's voice around. They made some funny, like, Jigsaw, or like, it's a game we play. They made some funny Saw references. He's scary. I've met that guy. He's an intense person. Iris and Joe, what do you think happened there? Did they say? I kept missing things last night. Okay, what was it?
It was that he didn't tell her that her mother was alive.
Okay, so that in this reality, she just did not come to terms with that. Okay, I missed that. I missed why Cisco's brother had died.
Yeah. It was a drunk driving accident.
I got that. I tweeted it, and everybody told me, and I felt good. I felt stupid and good. Sad Cisco, though.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I think nothing brings us down more in the show than seeing Cisco sad. And
it was awful.
The wardrobe choice, he was wearing a button down. He wasn't wearing his goofy t-shirt, so he's not back to normal yet. Yeah. But we got to see Vibe. Look at him. Yeah. I literally threw my phone. First of all, I kept thinking to call him Reverb. I forgot that Reverb was the Bad Earth 2 one. Yeah. But I was like, yes, he's back. And he's talked about making a costume. What are your predictions for Cisco this season with his Vibe powers?
I think second half of the season you'll see him ramp up and be like, a buddy with Barry.
Because
on there.
especially since
Yeah.
Firestorm's gone, Captain Cold, he doesn't really have anybody to play off
But
of.
we got to get Kid Flash in again.
Yes.
Yes.
Because something's got to
Yes.
happen to Wally to fire up Kid Flash.
Right.
Well, the alchemy was saying that he's going to restore people.
yeah.
That's what he did with
With
the
the
rival.
Philosopher's
So I think he's going
Yeah.
to do that with Wally too.
Well, even
and then you got
even
Jesse
Barry.
Quick teased at the end.
And she's
Yeah.
coming from Earth 2 next episode, but will she stick around?
And if we're getting Jesse Quick, are we going to get a Johnny Quick from Earth Prime?
Interesting. I wonder if maybe there would Wally West would be like the doppelganger of Johnny Quick on another Earth. Maybe. If they make that costume though, they're going to use it again. They're
Yeah.
not going
Yeah.
to make that costume for one episode, especially we saw with Killer Frost. Obviously, they're like, we're going to get more out of this costume too.
So excited about
Who
that.
called it? Who thought in the show when you're watching it, like, Caitlin doesn't seem to have anything to, except for some highlights.
Yeah.
She didn't seem to have any. Yep, there's a Killer Frost made by Candace Davis. She crochet these are so cute. Did you guys think that there is
No.
no?
Not for a second.
Yeah, that was a shocker for me.
It was.
Good. Well, good.
Pleasant shocker.
I'm
They got
always
me.
like expecting something, I think, and so I was like, I feel like. I mean, it surprised me, but the whole episode, I was like, they haven't said anything with her yet, and I was even going to tweet out, "Is Killer Frost coming back?"
I actually expected Firestorm to come back. I
Oh, really?
expected.
Oh, yeah,
I
they did
expected them
Yeah.
to come back
Like
and
zoom in.
say that, like zoom in on her ring finger or something
Yeah.
to
She was
show
still-
that
yes.
that Firestorm's back, but he's not powered. Like
Right.
this is just one little change we made. Don't even have to bring Robbie ML in. Just
No, we
Just-
do.
he's
Poor
yes,
Robbie
for
Mel.
you we
for,
do.
For Jada, we're gonna call him. But poor Robbie Mel is just trying to be on a CW show. on a show.
Come on, my whole family's
and
on
he's
CW
good on there.
shows.
There's Firestorm too. I got all the characters, you know it. So okay, well, my big question for this episode though is, so all the changes seem to be kind of small, but I like the nuances of how the relationships are changed. Do you think that they forgave him too quickly for everything?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
thought
did
it
seem to be a little forced.
Like
or
it's
something.
okay at the end.
Kumbaya.
Yeah.
It's
It's like
Barry.
they just wanted to wrap it up on a happy note instead of
then-
dragging it
Yeah.
across another
Right,
episode.
but it's hard, I guess, for them to be, and I thought it was kind of unfair for them to be mad at an existence they didn't know.
Yeah.
Because in that realm, that's all they knew. All Cisco
Yeah.
knew was his brother was
But
killed.
it tells me they've got a lot going on this season. They didn't have time to drag it out another episode.
True, that is true. I mean, we get to apparently episode 7, it's Kevin Smith, and that's Killer Frost episode.
Oh, can't wait.
Yes, so we're fans of
he
Kevin
does a
Smith.
great
John
job.
and I got to actually interview Kevin on CW Fan Talk.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really exciting. Another thing that changed in the timeline that we get to see how it affects the other parts of the Flash universe. Baby John
Little,
Jr.
yeah, little baby Diggle is a boy now.
Connor Hawke. So, okay, you remember the episode Legends of Tomorrow 2046? We see Connor Hawke. And, I mean, but we see what the state of Oliver Queen is there. I mean, what do you, predictions, what do you think?
Flash is just Flash is just grim. I mean, it's like George R.R. Martin writing a CW show. They are not scared to kill off just anybody
Yes.
at
Even a
any
baby.
time.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like kind of how that plays out. If that's just if it'll have a bigger impact on Arrow, or if that's just like we're gonna give you this one thing, we're not gonna bring Black Canary back. I'm kind of curious what that will be.
From writing a series of books, one thing I can say is you drop those little Easter eggs in case you need them later.
Right, that's smart. Yeah.
Because I did that, and I just plugged a little scene in book 1 of the Black Knight Chronicles that I then came back to in book 3. Had no idea what I was doing with it when I wrote it in. I was just like, I'll just stick
gonna
this
say
over
it,
here in
yeah.
case I need it.
That's kind of like the thing I always talk about, the cobalt blue talisman that Eddie had on in the episode finale of season 1. I'm hung up on that, and that's an Easter egg that I'm like, you're doing something, you did it for a reason. It's gonna come back into play.
Yeah, it leaves you outs to things.
Yeah.
And like, this timeline thing you mentioned earlier, that gives them outs to lots of things.
So many things that they can just wonk you up.
Yeah, it expands the space they've got to play in.
Yeah. My favorite part of the episode was, okay, we get to see Jay Garrick, and he's not going to be the lovey-dovey Henry Allen that we remember. He's going to be kind of a harder voice of reason, Jay Garrick, because Barry's always got to have a papa.
Yeah.
But best part of the episode, Dawson. That's hysterical that they're like, we need your reference. We need we're in this 1998 restaurant, and look at there's James Vanderbeek. Oh my gosh, that was so funny to me that they threw that in there.
I love that.
The internet seemed to be into it too. So we're talking a little bit about the villains this season. We've got Alchemy so far. I'm not so scared about Alchemy. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think he's not. He's bad. He's gonna cause a lot of like chaos. But I think there's something puppeting Alchemy, and I think that might be Savitar. I don't know. I mean, I don't know it from the comics. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I don't know the Alchemy character either from the comics, so it's kind of a blank slate for me.
But so you see this hand right here that grabbed Edward Claris at the end. Doesn't look. I don't think it was meant to be Alchemy. I think
so either.
and you know, you learn the most in the last minute of the show, and they wouldn't have done that if it wasn't kind of a twist. So that's my theory on that. The one warm, fuzzy, well, there's a couple, but one of the warm, fuzzy moments of the episode for all our West Allen shippers out there is when he, like, finally, is like, I've kissed her twice and it both got erased.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. So they were on the porch, and take a look at this clip. It's actually a really nice quote that I think kind of lends to kind of the whole history of the Flash comic book series.
In my mind, wherever you go, you'll always be Barry. And I'll always be Iris. And we always find each other.
Jada had that written down too to talk about.
Yeah, Jada has all these notes, and Paige and I are over here like, well, you know, it's a good thing we're pretty.
Exactly, yes. So what made you write that down?
I just thought it was, you know, their relationship in a nutshell. You know, and I sat there going, are they going to kiss? Are they going to kiss? Are they going to kiss? But then she says this, and I'm like, okay, gotta record this for posterity because this is important. Because
kind of
I think it's also some foreshadowing that something's going to happen.
They can never just be happy and together. That's like the whole part of the show. It drives it. The evolution of Iris West, though, this season, how do you feel about that?
So far, I like it.
Yeah.
She's strong. She's got a lot going. She's always had a lot going for her. She's always been feisty.
Yes.
But she seems much more self-assured and self-confident.
And depth. I think. There's more meat to the character now.
There just seems to be a lot more going on. Even in that one little clip, that pause she took before and we'll always find each other.
Yeah.
That was just a really good little beat. You know, the actor taking a minute, owning the moment.
Yeah.
Let it build and boom.
I think that's important. Like as I said, the comic books, like Iris West is always Barry Allen's tether, kind of like she always encourages him and brings him back to reality. So I think instead of just her being like Barry's crush, which maybe they had a very distinct plan to just develop this over the last couple seasons, but there has been controversy with how Iris is portrayed in her, and is her character just cutesy and not enough depth to her. And I think they're doing a really good job of bringing her around. Next week we are going to see a female speedster finally again, and it's Jessie Quick. Take a look at the trailer for episode 3.
Why'd you open a breach?
I didn't. Somebody's coming through.
Get back. Wells.
Alan. I need your help.
With what?
With that.
Hey, guys.
Jessie, you're a speedster.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
We're looking for a meta with super strength.
My daughter, Jessie Quick. Guys, this thing's coming down. Run, Jessie. Run.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
I am most excited about Tom Cavanaugh coming back. I just like to see the incarnation of Harrison Wells each season.
Well, apparently this one's going to be even different.
Yeah.
Have like a sense of humor and be a lot lighter.
Well, that's a welcome change.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that Harrison Wells since they showed Happy, the real Harrison Wells from Earth 1 before Eobard Thawne. I've been waiting for that and to see which kind of glasses he wears this year because he gets like a new pair every year. And Tom Cavanaugh's such a great actor, and we've gotten to talk with him sometimes at our premiere parties, and he's fun and he is goofy, so I'd like to see more of that. Let's switch gears into Supergirl because it premiered this week finally on CW. Are we liking it? Do we like Clark Kent? Do we like that Superman?
I was so biased going in. I was like, oh, I don't know about this, and fell in love immediately.
Good.
Yeah, because after the Batman versus Superman movie earlier this year, this version of Superman reminded me so much of the original movie Superman, the Christopher Reeve character.
And they threw so many references.
Yeah, so many references,
Yes.
like the Miss Tessmacher thing,
Yep.
and referring to the earthquake and that kind of thing.
And even
from
some
that
of the
movie.
scenes, like the helicopter, and just things that reference back to that older film with Christopher Reeves. I liked him. I thought he did a good job. Do you think that that will affect the dynamic? Like, it's Supergirl. Are we going to take attention away from her?
I think the fact that he's not willing to play with Henshaw and his crew is going to help.
Yeah.
I think that means that Supergirl's always going to continue to get top billing in her city.
Yeah.
But they can't keep him on the show forever, or he will suck all the air out of the room.
Yeah, I was a little scared when he's like, "Oh, I'll stick around for a while."
I was too.
You got like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good asset to the show. I just wanted to still stay focused. I mean, we don't need to bring in Superman to make the show something like that.
No, because the show's great.
Purpose,
And I was really happy to see this show move.
Right.
Because this is the perfect show for the CW.
It is.
The tone was always so good. The crossover with Barry Allen was
so cute.
perfect.
Yep.
It's just, it fits right in with everything else that's going on with Flash and Legends and now this. And then you've got Arrow as the darker older brother off in the corner brooding.
Yes. And Arrow has gotten better, I think, this season. But back to Supergirl real quick. The tone, you were talking about being on CW. Did you notice, did anybody notice any changes that you thought from CBS to CW?
Yes.
What did you notice?
Particularly, I mean, that's why there's a new set.
Yes, and they
because they're not going to get to keep the old set, just from production standpoint, and they're shooting in a different location, in a different country.
Yes,
so,
exactly. Yeah, even the sun looks different.
Right.
Yeah.
So the lighting was different. It had a little more of that soft amber lighting on Jimmy in a scene or two.
Yeah.
A little more of that. Soft
CW
light.
glow.
A little more.
I think it had a little but I think it had a little more action. And I think it had a little bit more edge, and I think it had a little bit more in jokes. Because they know their audience. The CW audience
definitely more nerd references.
Knows more about the comic book history than maybe a CBS audience. Arrow, did you like the first episode of this season?
Yeah, I liked it. It's going to be interesting to see how he builds a whole new team.
Yes.
Again.
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite element of it, because I love that dynamic in all shows, books, comics. Still my least favorite of the shows because it's so grim. I mean, I love the whole aesthetic is so well done.
Yeah.
But
I kind of like the darkness. This says a lot about me. I like the darkness. I think that I was watching some reviews, and a lot of people were saying that it's kind of referencing back to the vibe of season 1 and season 2, and those are my favorites. That's where I really started to like the show. 3 was fine. I didn't love last season, so I'm hoping that we do get some of that more original Arrow vibe.
One of my biggest concerns, though, is adding the new team and continuing to flash back to the old team. That's 1 million people. How are they all going to get enough screen time? How is everybody going to...
And they need to not overload it.
Well, I guess that's what Legends of Tomorrow is for.
Yeah.
It's just like the trash heap of
It gives you someplace to throw people. When you're done with it.
Exactly.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, move them over to Legends.
And speaking of Legends, go ahead.
I'm looking forward to seeing the evolution of Curtis's character.
Oh, Mr. Terrific, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to see him too.
Yeah,
He's a fun
because
actor.
he threw in at the end of the episode. He was like, I'm ready.
Start doing the whatever he calls that.
Salmon ladder.
Salmon ladder. I was gonna say fish ladder.
I've been watching a lot of American Ninja Warrior too.
So speaking of Legends does premiere tomorrow night. Season 2 is back tomorrow night at 8 on WCCB Charlotte. Tonight is the second episode of Arrow Season 5 at 8, followed by our new show Frequency. So make sure to check that out. Couple events. I have to zip out of here. We're going to Heroes Comic Book Store on 7th Street. If you're in Charlotte, if you're watching this, people watching live on Facebook, if you're watching, come see us, get your picture taken with the Flash and Arrow, our super awesome cosplayers, and we'll be playing Plinko for prizes, some really cool CW swag. And then on the 22nd, we will be again at Heroes for the Pop Swap, so join us there. We'll be playing Plinko for prizes again, starting at about 10 a.m. We will be out there. I think we've covered it, guys. I think we did a good job.
You'll also be doing the Gala Quest.
Oh yeah. At the Pop, good thing you said that. At the Pop Swap, if you're part of the Geek Gala Quest, come find us because we're in it. you got to come. We'll have like, I think you get your picture taken, and that's how you know. So come find us. Happy superhero watching. You got Arrow tonight, Legends tomorrow, Supergirl. It's so many. My head's gonna explode. But thanks for joining us today for Flashcat. Thank you guys for being here, and we will see you next week.
Great.